What's up?
What's going on?
We live. Who's all here? What's up? Throw it up in the chat.
What's going on, everyone? Look at this. Back in the workshop.
Yeah. When was the last time you were here? Like a year ago?
2
2 years
two
ago?
years ago. I
Dang.
think. Yeah, no,
It's been 2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years because I had Hudson afterwards. Yeah, been 2 years. 2 years and home and
Crazy.
loving it. Love being back in the Great White North.
Yeah.
Not so white, but was when we landed, but the rain has taken it away.
But you left this summer to come to this,
True.
whatever this is.
Yeah, 41
Not
degrees
that.
Celsius in the workshop. Whew.
What's up, Stuart? How you doing?
Oh, from Melbourne. What time is it there, Stu?
Yeah.
It must be 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Saturday. Yeah. 1 p.m. Oh, yeah, they're ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not really Australian.
Nah.
No. Oh, yo, Justin, what's up?
8 p.m. in Texas.
Here we go. We start rolling in now.
Jesse from Kalgoorlie.
Oh, dang.
No way. Go out and go see what the track's looking like.
Kansas, Texas. What's up, guys?
I'm just going to
Jordan's had a bit of an interesting day today. He picked up, was it 1940?
Yeah, 40 or 41.
Willie's pickup gasser. Thing has like major tire poke on the rear, slicks and like drilled.
High crusts.
Yeah, Model A axle.
Yeah.
Model A axle, undropped. It's all sitting nose high, like gasser style, you know?
Yeah. Looks pretty good driving down the highway. I'm not gonna lie. Like seeing that in your rearview mirror, like, oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Got some thumbs up from a few old fellas.
Yeah.
One in particular, he was in an OBS.
No way.
Which was really funny. Dually.
Yeah.
Lowered, and he came by and stopped right away and gave me the most firm thumbs up, like nearly hit me. He was like that. I was like, whoa! Like, it was really funny.
Got punched in the face.
Yeah. It was a good thumbs up.
Right on.
Yeah, but no, it's coming.
Jason, Tasmania.
Tassie. My sister was just about to move there.
What do you mean was? She's not going now?
No, they got the job in Sydney.
Oh,
so it went from Perth to Sydney to Tassie, and then now Tassie said, "No, we're going to go back to Sydney."
Dope.
So they were like,
"Are they happy with it?"
I think they're kind of excited to go to Tassie. I mean, it's like, as Jason would probably say, it's like it's a beautiful place. It's like a mini Canada in Australia.
Tasmania.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like New Zealand, Canada, Australia meshed into one little island.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. But no, I think they're going to go to Sydney, which will be still really neat. So,
well, at least they're in
Australia.
In Australia, where you are.
Fly over there and say hi to them. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where else are these guys from? You got some New Zealand, Kelowna, Olds Mobile. Are you mobile?
Are you on the Old Mobile network in Kelowna?
Yeah.
Hello, Don.
Mobile. What year Olds do you got? Oh yeah, and Bennett shorts are amazing. That's
all Ben.
That is a fact.
That's all Ben. Yeah. He is the absolute wizard. When he plugs in.
What's up, Ted?
Jet boat.
Yeah. Oh, it's mobile jet boat.
Oh, cool.
Sweet, 455, probably, right?
Yeah, it would be.
Most of the big jet boats back then were.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Berlin in Germany.
Right on. Three Hills, Alberta.
Alberta, love that place.
Yeah, we'll be driving through there in a couple months.
Yep. Straight to Saskatchewan. Anyone in Saskatchewan? Come and see you.
Oh, we got Sweden here. Corona, California. Right on. Tucson, Arizona. Should we take a little walk around the shop?
Eh? What do you guys want to see?
You guys want to go for a little walk?
You want to see the gasser, don't you? It's kind of hard to see.
It's super dark outside.
Yeah, it's out of
and we'll be out of the
Wi-Fi.
Out of the Wi-Fi. Out of the Wi-Fi's.
Out of the Wi-Fi's.
Out of the Wi-Fi's. The shop has changed a little bit recently. Did a little bit of a tune-up in here. I'm gonna unplug this computer. We'll go for a little stroll. Bring you guys around. So
show me
yeah,
around too.
yeah. Actually, Jordan hasn't been here in 2 years. This is actually like first time he's been here in 2 years.
In 2 years,
like the last 10 minutes. He
kind of
just got here.
just sat down.
Yeah, I almost thought he wasn't coming today. Actually, guy doesn't have a phone really over here. He's just like
I'm uncontactable.
Uncontactable. Well, this is Dan's truck. This is a buddy of ours. He's messing around with it. We've got.
Looks nervous.
It looks nervous because it's all like got its knees poked together.
It has to pee or something.
Yeah. You know what he's talking about? He says it looks nervous because it's all like pigeon-toed in the front. I got a few mini bikes stacked up back here. You guys know I love mini bikes.
Yeah.
It's a major obsession that that one is for Elio's brother. Actually, we kind of like half restored it as a wedding gift for Elio's brother. This is an old Keystone, a little Keystone mini bike.
Emphasis on the mini.
Well, Jordan's uncommonly large, so. But yes, they are mini bikes. Kind of redid this area of the shop a little bit. Brought out, made a little workbench over there. We're going to be making the planishing hammers really soon. So planishing hammer production, this is kind of going to be the area. We moved some of the tools back here. So kind of fabrication equipment is now back here. And sheet metal is kind of all up there where fab used to be. We got a bunch of wood stacked up because we're going to build a bunch more shrinking stumps. I'm testing out this welder. You guys will see this in a little bit. This is like one of those new, they call it a 10-in-1 welder, but I don't know if you, I don't know how many things it must do 10 things, but it basically plasma cutter, MIG welder, TIG welder, stick welder, has spool gun capabilities, can basically do anything. And it's very, very small. So if it works out really well, like it's kind of neat. It's smaller than my 200 amp TIG welder, but it also is a MIG and a plasma. So we're kind of like all
still 200 amps.
Yeah, dude, it's 200 amps. This thing is 200 amp AC DC TIG welder. And furthermore, it is 50 amp plasma.
Really?
Yeah. I hear Kitsune at the door. Hold on, we're gonna go find her. Let's go find Kitsune.
Tell us about the ramp truck.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the ramp truck. Let's see if Kitsune, you want to come in? Oh, we got the pups. Hey, hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? He's got his little Carhartt jacket on. Jordan hadn't seen the ramp truck in quite a while.
Yeah.
Or at all.
I haven't seen it since when it was just sitting as a cab outside.
Okay, so yeah, so everything.
It was actually like the pee trough outside.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go behind it and have a pee.
Yeah, that's right. So it's got all the stuffs done to it. Actually, let's flip the cab for Jordan. Sorry guys, I haven't looked at the questions in a sec here. One sec.
I can do this for you.
You want to pop that door open?
Yeah. Wow.
There we go. Oh, it's in the lights. It's in the lights. Well, look at the suspension, Jordan. Do you see it? I'll hold it for you.
I see it.
Maybe we'll let it dip back down.
Yeah.
So we don't hit all those lights. There.
Wow.
Well, here it
really?
is. That wasn't the easiest thing to do.
30 Model A. Yep, you are correct.
Yes, 31 Model A. I don't really know the difference. Do you know the difference?
I should know.
He doesn't know.
Now 28, 29 is about door handles and number plate.
Well, and like the 28, 29's got like the totally different cowl, right?
No, but the difference between 28 and 29.
Oh, is the
30 and 31, I think, is grill. The grills are different. Yeah.
well, this one's
That's
so what grill is that then? Does that make it a 30 or a 31?
makes it confused.
Oh man. Now where did I put my coffee? The shop size, Scott. This is a 40-foot by 80-foot shop. So 3,200 square feet. I don't know what that is in square meters, but it's not so bad. It's actually perfect. If it was any bigger, I'd be in trouble. Said fill it up.
Garnish frames for 37 Chevy Coupe.
Ooh,
Jeez,
tough to come
that's a
by.
bit of a tall order.
Yeah, it is.
Keep the welder.
Hey, girl.
Give me your wife. Yeah.
Yeah, 32 modified grill, big time. Big time. Hey, Kitsune. It's nice of you to join us.
Half ass.
What? No way. Hey, well, if you don't want me to mention where you're at, Brent, because it seems like you're kind of poking at her right there. Brent's on vacation. Who knows where? We don't know where, but
Give us a hint.
if he's dropping videos, he's dropping them from a beach somewhere.
Seattle, Washington. Carl, you rock. You do rock.
Oh, thanks, J&T Clark. You guys are super nice. Oh man, Friday night.
Friday night. It's nice to be home, and it's early. It gets dark here. I forgot because we're in winter, so it's 6 o'clock and pitch black outside. But
Yeah, it was like dark at 4:30. Pretty brutal.
yes, look, Matt, you're absolutely right. I don't think he needs to talk me into it. I'm already very dead set on trying to make it happen.
He needs a plasma big time.
Certainly do. Yeah. I think for the amount of money I've probably spent on cutting wheels for the grinder over the last 2 years, probably could have bought me one.
Like, yeah, cutting wheels and plasma tips.
Yeah, definitely consumables
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, just under 300 square meters. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
See, it doesn't sound that big when you say it like that, though.
Tall kid. Holy, I haven't heard that nickname in a long time. I'm only here for a few weeks. Unfortunately, I leave just before my birthday on the 10th of February. Yep, definitely need a bigger shop too. I outgrew that one. It was crazy. It's that's funny you say that because when I went into that workshop, I had only rented it purely for storage when I was across the street in the little tiny 100 square meter shop I was in. And when I opened the door to that place, and obviously, when something's empty, it looks massive. And yeah, I was like, this is way too big. I was like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then within like 2 weeks, it was full. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like once you put everything in. Yeah.
It's hard to keep stuff like bare looking,
Yeah, it doesn't happen. I don't know how to do that. I wish I knew how. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I saw Justin say something about, plasma table is a game changer. Justin's the one that Justin and Barry actually they got my old table. So they're very familiar with the plasma game changing.
Would like to see you, Justin, while I'm here. It'd be very nice.
Speaking of mini bikes, you see how much the ATC 70 sold for at Barrett Jackson? $11K. Don't tell me that. I bought those ATC 70s, and then a friend of mine came and he's like, I love ATC 70s. Like, I want one so bad. And I was like, look, man, you sound like you're the guy that needs to fix these bikes. And I was like, yeah, dude, you can buy them off me. I gave them to him for a really good deal. I was cleaning house. And then he said, okay, I'll build one and I'll bring it to your mini bike party. And he did. And I got to ride it and it was well worth it. It was
I like
deadly. Yeah. I rode it like full blast, like sharp corners, just like trying to flip it, basically. Trying not to flip it. Why don't you make fender flares?
For what?
I don't know. Yeah. For what? Sparrows Point MD. What is MD?
Sparrows Point.
I know, but MD. I can't think of the state right now. Feel free to call me a dumb Canadian.
Maryland.
Is it MD?
Well, he just said it. Yeah.
Oh,
Murdoch.
oh, okay, Murdoch.
Yeah, he's always been he's been a very positive and very nice kind of fan of the channel.
Right on, Murdoch.
Yeah.
Right on. Maryland.
Always boosting the excitement to create more stuff. It's very nice.
Excellent.
You want to chop a 51 Mercury? Whew, it's a big chop.
I want to chop a 51 Mercury.
I would happily do it.
I have actually chopped a 51 Mercury.
So have I. No, was it 51 or 50?
I think that one is a 50 or a 49 because it's a small back window, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. 51 Mercuries are kind of different because they have a little bit different window than, even though they're same body style as like 49, 50, 51, 49 and 50 have that window that when it comes around, it's like rounded and it allows you to lay the window down as far as you want basically. But a 51, because the bottom line of the back window kind of comes to a corner, you can only lay them down like just a little bit until that corner starts to angle down and they look funny. So
And they look weird.
if you want like a heavy duty chop or something on a 51, then look for a 49, 50 back window.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hi, Kitsune.
You did a 51 four-door. Nice. Oh, that's Brent.
Yeah. He's done a few, hasn't he? You've done more than one, Merc, haven't you, Brent? Pretty sure.
Yeah, I would definitely
Yeah.
think he's done more than
Yeah, I've seen pictures of more than one that he's done. I've got Brent's 51 that needs a chop though. It's sitting in the driveway.
What window did he use? Something's tricky.
Should everything be chopped? No.
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 I really like an East Coast style channeled and unchopped car. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they look amazing.
It depends on like what you're doing with it, right? Like
Totally.
there's some things that look amazing, like totally not touched in that way, you know? Sometimes people section them and leave them tall and they're a different look. And sometimes people chop them and don't section them. Sometimes people check every box and do everything. And
Yeah.
what's your flavor?
That's true.
Do your thing.
There's actually chopping a 28, 29 5-window coupe tomorrow.
What?
Yeah. Well, I can't spoil too much, but you guys will see it on YouTube. But
How did I not get an invite for that?
well, there is. I just haven't told you because we literally got here and I sat down. But
Well, fuck.
yeah, but I kind of want to just go and sort of just be
Who is it?
It's at Frank's workshop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
it's really cool.
Hmm.
I saw him and I said, well, maybe we can go. Be very cool.
Maybe.
3-inch too. 3-inch chop.
Oh, that's not enough.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I actually thought it would be really nice. Just subtle.
Okay, this is personal opinion. Okay, very personal opinion. Maybe not popular opinion, but like chops that it's like you can't tell if it's chopped. They can either be good or bad. Like there's some early customs where I'm like, oh, that's so classy. I love it. It's a beautiful car. Not 100% sure if it's chopped or not, but I love it. Well done. But like the ones where they're like trying to be really badass and like they're just not chopped enough, and you know somebody's kind of giving it a haircut. It's kind of like.
Do you remember our phone call when you were talking about chopping the Zephyr?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I chopped too much. I think I chopped too much. He's like,
you can't chop enough.
I like a heavy chop.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well.
I mean, if you're gonna chop it, like you said,
I don't know.
That's you're making a point. You've made a point.
I'm on the line of like, and half an inch more, and it would have been a mistake for sure.
Yeah, probably right.
I think that's like right the line it is.
I think you nailed it though, like line wise. I think it's when it all comes together, it's gonna be something else.
Yeah. It's not bad. I like
because you never want to do a chop and then go, oh, I wish I took another half an inch up.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So
but you also really don't want to do a chop and wish that you put a half an inch back in it.
Well, the material's just over there, so you can stick it back in if you have.
Somebody asked me to do that one time.
Really?
To unchop something. Yeah. I think it was a Model A.
A reverse chop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty rare. You wouldn't see that.
Well, I think that if somebody were to do a heavy chop on something, on anything, if you did a heavy chop on anything, especially if it's an early car, save all those pieces. It's maybe like,
Yeah, don't get rid of them.
if you did like a 5-inch chop on something, like those pieces, somebody will pay you for those one day, right? To like unchop something.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
What is your biggest influencer / car builder that's inspired you? That's a big one. That's a tall order.
Man, yeah, that's a tough one. Because like back in the day, like growing up on like Monster Garage, Biker Build Off, all that kind of stuff, that definitely like got me interested in it.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's like
Jesse James when he was doing
yeah,
Monster
Jesse
Garage.
James and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
like current times, like
There's so many to list.
there's so many. There's so many.
Yeah.
I think Instagram, like as much as like some of the old boys and like us too, like we sometimes curse social media for like taking time and distracting. It's also been the biggest help in like exposing me to what type of like work people are doing around the world and how far people are taking it, and like, and then you get to kind of like almost be like fly on the wall in Cornfield's shop, like Mike Wagner, or like Menzies
He's incredible.
twins, like Speed Shop, and like
Also amazing to see.
yeah, like all these guys that like are really talking about their process. Like any of those guys,
Yeah, the ones that really open up and are willing to engage with people over social media is massive. You know, I think a lot of people probably have a slightly big ego when it comes to that, because you know you're just on this platform and can post all these amazing photos and stuff, but it's those guys that really do take the time out to explain how they do stuff. And you know, like it's neat that it's not always a little secret. They're willing to show you because they want to see other people do it as well.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Lucky's like, yeah, I mean, I wish I was going to see him in a couple of days down at his shop opening.
Lucky Winfield's huge.
Yeah.
Winfield's huge. He's been like up here. I've like met him a few times, so he personally influenced a bit too. I mean, you just have to have so much respect for anybody who's like just a solid in the car industry, like those guys.
He offered me a job.
Gene Winfield.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I very politely turned it down not long after, but it would have been a really cool experience to
Should have gotten it.
Yeah, I was pretty young. I think I was kind of like nervous about like leaving here, going down there or something. I was
So
like,
you went to Australia instead.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Bellows Customs. Yeah, that man's amazing. Yeah, I really like watching him. Foose for sure. I mean, everyone's done. Yeah, Roth for sure. Love Roth.
Oh, Quinn and Blondie Hack. She's awesome.
Mm.
Yeah, her I haven't seen like a whole ton of her videos, but any of the ones that I've watched, I just love how consistent she is with her explanations of like her community, and like everything is just, yeah, she's deadly. And she used to be in California, now she's like in she's like Kootenays.
That's it.
Yeah, Kootenays somewhere.
Yeah.
Creston, I think.
Yeah, Creston.
Yeah, Big Daddy Ed Roth. Yes.
Game changer.
Of course. Yeah.
I think it's just neat. All those guys were just, they're like, you know, they weren't just building cars. They weren't restoring like a car. They were like, they were putting their personality and their imagination, and it was like a form of art, and it just happened to be through a car.
Yeah.
Which is what I really think is like, that's the stuff that I fuel from big time. Like the massive creativity that might come from the left wheel. And like, you know, I've said it a lot, like stepping outside of the boxes, I think is really like a cool way to, you know, see where different avenues go, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely paved the way. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to follow what those guys have done.
Yeah.
You know, they've paved a big spot.
Oh yeah, it's like hard. Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, like they were like innovating at that time, right?
Yeah.
And we're kind of like emulating some of their shit.
Yeah.
and like they were doing completely new stuff, and a lot of the traditional stuff is like it's traditional because it's like similar to the original stuff, or like people get really into it, like parts pre blah 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 blah, right? Like Jordan,
like
like you're
that.
you're very much like, and that is to honor all those people that started this, right? Like when you get really serious about that, that's like honoring a tradition. That's like it's a tradition, literally,
Yeah, definitely. I think that's just the coolest thing about hot rodding in general is just like just knowing, like, I don't know, dad and I were talking about this the other day, not to get off topic, but just talking about like kids nowadays. There are some amazing kids and stuff, but like these guys that were doing this and being that innovative and had so much like, like skill and level, they were like young. Like the war obviously taught them a lot when
Yeah.
they come post-war, they came out knowing a lot of things. And it's amazing to see that ability for the age that you see. And, like it's just now like, so it's a little bit different.
It's very different because,
Yeah.
like, for them, they were taking new cars, right?
Yeah,
They
totally.
were like taking like, and they were doing something totally new.
Yeah.
And we're just respecting their traditions,
Now we're trying to find a car that's not completely rusted up to
Yeah.
try and do something that they had done.
How nice, yeah. How nice would it have been to be like customizing like a 50 mark in like 1952?
Yeah, what's his name? The Mercury, the most famous one, the seafoam. Well, I just
Hero had him then?
yeah,
Yeah.
he bought that brand new.
Yeah.
Bought it brand new, and then I believe he took it to Sam Biggles. I think maybe it was trucked with someone else, but that was like a brand new car, and at
Yeah.
that time, that's unheard of. Like,
Yeah.
who does that?
Wait, come here, girl.
Yeah, that would be like taking I don't know, a brand new Lamborghini and taking it to some guy and go like, cut it in half.
Yeah.
I'd do, yeah, it'd be crazy.
Can you cut a Lamborghini? Come here.
Yeah, and Keith for sure. I mean, he's pretty. He's Hudson's definitely already talking, which is pretty special. I mean, he's only 14 months, but yeah. I mean, I won't push anything on him. If he wants to come into the workshop and play with us, it would be incredible. But if whatever avenue he wants to go down, I'll support him. Just hopefully it's car stuff. No, I want to put like a golf club in his hand. Yeah, put a golf club in his hand when he's young. That's so he can help dad pay for his crappy hot rod projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hall of Fame for the builders. Yeah, that would be incredible. They all deserve. I don't even know how you could do that. Who would get like top tier and just I think they just
Who is like a Hall of Famer right now that's not in Hall of Fame?
no, I just like create a Hall of Fame.
For builders. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Gambino. Hell
Gambino for sure.
It's got style. Good style.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll have a cold snack.
Really nice. Kind of hard to get these. You can only get these in Australia, and they come in a really small can. And then these already look weird in my hands, and you grab one of those, it's like it's interesting.
Little baby one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I'm so covered in
car tools I use the most. Oh, do you want to know something? This is coming from Brad Anderson just before I came here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys can. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He definitely needs one. But Brad Anderson said a challenge. He said, build a car, like a nice, traditional hot rod.
Can't do that
with no power.
Yeah,
like
I would do
nothing.
that.
And he challenged me, and I was like, I actually kind of want to pick him up on it.
I've talked about that too, but I talked about doing a motorcycle like that, like torch, hammer,
yeah,
and like no power. Everything's file.
Yeah, file and torch. We were talking about like if you needed to put a hole in, you'd have to use like a hand crank drill or a torch and file.
Yeah.
To be able to like put a hole in something. And like they said the rule was the only electricity that we'd be able to use is the lights above the workshop. But then he even said if you wanted to get crazy, you could do like oil lit light. just get real intimate with it. But I was just like, oh yeah,
Dude, if he wanted to do it, I would do it. I would do it if multiple people did that challenge. I would do it.
yeah.
I think that'd be crazy.
Hot sauce.
What?
How do you meet people who
Well,
are into
Snack, you
metal
guys should
shaping?
collaborate with Derek from Ice Cream Garage. I would like to actually.
I love Derek.
We're both on Team Fast Cut, so tell him to
Yo, fast guy.
yeah. What up, Fast Cut? Russ, cheers, homie. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely love to collaborate with Derek. It'd be awesome. Go like find a project, drive it, and then do like a quick, rust repair job on it and paint it. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Go over to Derek's channel and just like put so many messages that he can't ignore it and say that like Carl really wants to come hang out.
Yes. Spam him. Yeah. Full spam. Yeah, hot sauce. When you're talking to people about metal shaping and fab, like, I mean, just put yourself out there. Just ask questions, message people. I do it all the time. I message people on Instagram about certain things that I want to quiz them on, or if they're willing to, like tell me how they did it. It might be different to me. Yeah, make yourself vulnerable. Put yourself out there. The worst thing that people will say is no. I think that's a big thing on everything. But
there's a lot of great metal shaping Facebook groups too.
Yeah, definitely. If
Super
you're on
awesome.
Facebook,
Like
yeah.
I search metal shaping in Facebook groups. There's lots of people that are beginning and they're just like you and they need help. And there's guys out there that are helping. Like absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Lincoln Zephyr Gauge in it as well.
That's cool.
Gentleman Jeff. Sounds like you're putting a gentleman's dash in your car. It's very gentlemanly of you to choose a Zephyr dash.
Hopefully it smells of leather-bound books and rich mahogany.
Roscoe.
Let's go.
Buddy, chill out. We're going live here, buddy.
Hey.
Inside voice. He's like, I want to go outside.
Yeah, cornfield for sure. You're absolutely right. And he is an absolute metal wizard. And it's very amazing how open he really is. It's great that he's really willing to show people how he does stuff. And he just seems like such a humble guy. And I would really like to meet him one day for sure. It'd be very cool. Currently restoring a VK Commodore. Ooh, that's straight from Australia. Yeah, I've actually done one, to be honest. I restored one for a guy probably about 6 years ago. Turned out pretty cool. Yeah. Painted it a nice silver with he wanted a pearl on top, but it kind of looked cool afterwards.
Gentleman Jeff rides a penny farthing. He rides a penny farthing.
Yeah. I tried one of those.
Have you?
Yeah, true story. Tried it and I fell over the front and put both my front teeth through the bottom of my lip, and I had to they're both capped, and I had a massive hole in my lip that I had to get stitched up. Yeah,
I heard those bikes actually like rip pretty fast because it's like a one giant wheel that is directly cranked, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. Megs, you hear Roscoe? He's just he wants to play, and we're sitting here.
Yeah.
He's going at it.
He's trying to get Kitsune going right now.
Oh, Lazier for sure. He was like kind of early to the showing of videos. Like early pre-YouTube. Wait,
these guys are playing. I'm just gonna put them outside.
Outside. Oh, there is a Builder Hall of Fame. Oh, that's really cool. What would be your actually Holy Grail swap meet part find?
Holy Grail swap meet part find.
I kind of found mine last time we were here.
Yeah, you did.
That quick change was amazing. Yeah. I found a Halibran 201 quick change that a gentleman was just pulling out of his truck, and I purchased it for $100, and it was actually raced at our local speedway that unfortunately doesn't happen anymore because the fancy, how can I politely say, the fancy horse people had taken over. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
But it was really neat, and it was a really neat piece of history that came from our hometown. So That was a really cool piece.
Roscoe, hey, Roscoe, chill.
Come on.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Kitsune's just trying to relax, and Roscoe's like barking at her, trying to get her going. Stuart, it was great meeting you in Motor X2. I am coming back to visit Mr. Jordan in Perth at the end of March.
For the Hot Rod Nationals.
Yeah.
For anyone that's going to be in the Mandurah area.
Yeah.
I think from memory, it only happens every 3 or 4 years, and yeah, which is really cool. So it's going to be pretty neat to be there with Carl and to go around and see all the cars. I think there's quite a few people from over east in Australia that have booked and are going, which would be cool. But yeah, it'd be really neat to see. Trying to read through a few of these real quick. Yeah, for sure, Stuart. That would be cool. Quebec, Bobby Walden, such a great resource. Yep, you're absolutely right. Another open house that's happening on either Thursday or Friday next week before the Grand National Roadster Show. It would be a very amazing opportunity to go down to there and see that.
Jordan's gonna be at Grand National Roadster Show. I'm committing him right now.
Oh gosh, I really hope so.
You should go.
Yeah, we'll see. If I can make it, I will. I definitely won't miss it. The Midnight Special needs to come stateside and run on the hill climb. Yeah, I would love to. Actually, I was just speaking to them this morning. They were quizzing me about certain things.
I didn't kick the dogs out. It's pouring rain out there.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
The gas is getting rain.
He's gonna be a little Bob Barker. It's gonna happen. That's cool.
Stuart, what race is in Bathurst? You need to know what it is.
Thanks, Ron.
Redneck Rider 69. That is an incredible username, I have to admit. And also, yeah, tell us about Japan. How was Japan?
Japan was amazing. My first time being in Japan.
Did you meet your ancestors?
I did not meet any ancestors.
No,
I didn't
family
get to
tree.
see any family and stuff.
No.
We're a little bit disconnected, the Japanese family and over there and my generation, but basically the whole trip was for a TV show pilot that
Spoiler alert
is coming. And so it was a very, very hectic trip that was like, it couldn't have gone any better, honestly. Like we went there with somewhat of a plan. We had some great people in Japan helping us out. Shige from Mooneyes, he gave us his right-hand man. Goshu, he took us around and we got to see everybody there. So many like unplanned, amazing things happened that I hope all of you guys get to see soon enough when the pilot comes out. And well, who knows about that? I'm not going to leak too much, but there's stuff coming. There's stuff coming. And Japan car scene is incredible. And there's every kind of car scene in Japan that we have in North America also. There are very traditional hot rodders in Japan. There are very traditional customizers in Japan. And when I say traditional in that sense, I do mean American traditional. And there are also like the Japanese, I think, elevated style where it's kind of like multiple decades of craziness packed into one custom. That's kind of what the show is about, is just investigating like the different car scenes that are alive and well in Japan and like how far they go to really not only like respect and uphold the traditions of those customs, but also like
they just
expand. Yeah.
They
just love it so much. They're so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And they don't have like, it just seems like the culture in Japan is not as common to run into car guys that have 15 cars, like that's not common. So if you're a car guy in Japan, you got like 1 or 2 cars you're working on, you're kind of putting a lot of your ideas or a lot of your focus and attention into 1 or 2 cars, right? So those cars end up being like, like a lot. You're not building 5 customs a year. You might build 1 custom in 5 years,
The duck's nuts, they are.
Yeah, pretty.
The quality that comes out of Japan is next to none, really. Yeah. It's amazing what they produce, and what kind of comes out of there. It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super cool. Got to ride in a couple of cool customs, and like we went to Kamikaze Hill, check those guys out. They are like traditional customs. Like they have traveled to America over 70 times to talk with, learn about, and investigate American culture in customizing from the 1950s and 60s. Like just dead set on honoring the tradition. That's Kamikaze Hills. There's Junichi. Junichi is at Paradise Road, and he has like the coolest shop. He's the
Unbelievable.
coolest guy. He's like one of the original lowrider / customizers in Japan. The Pharaoh's Car Club is like a lowrider club. Who originally was like because of the American Graffiti movie, also Paradise Road, American Graffiti.
Yeah.
And then the actual Pharaoh's Car Club in California, like kind of like connected their chapters, and so now they're all together. It's really cool. It's really, really cool what's going on over there. There's so many cool shops. There's a lot of Gene Win. Speaking of Gene Winfield, I got to actually interview him for this program while we were there. And it was amazing, an unexpected thing. We ran into him at Wheels Unlimited, and got to go see a bunch of their cars, which are Gene Winfield builds that I've actually seen before in California, and they're in Japan now, which is crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild. So loved it. Amazing trip. I'm going back. If you guys have a chance to go to Moon Eyes Yokohama, like that is, from what I hear, like I've been to Santa Maria Cruising Nationals. That's an
Massive one.
incredible show that is right up my alley. Grand National Roadster Show is a bucket list one for me, and
Definitely.
unfortunately, I'm not able to go to this one next weekend. Hopefully Jordan gets to go and he tells me all about it. Takes lots of pictures, copy and paste my face and photos. Roscoe, you got it?
If I go, I'm going solo. So if anyone's going to the Grand National Roadster Show and wants to hang out or let me sleep on their couch, I'm in.
Yeah. And I think those are top three, in my opinion. Grand National, Santa Maria Cruising Nationals, Moon Eyes Yokohama.
Yep. I don't think it would get much better than that.
No. Roscoe, you're all revved up tonight.
Any thoughts on the Swedish traditional hot rod scene? A lot of US steel getting shipped their way. I mean, they have an amazing traditional hot rod scene. I think they've just like Japan, they have fully embraced it and have got it inside in their veins, and they're like doing beach races everywhere, like Hendine Sands, which is like the most amazing one. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just really living that lifestyle. I think Trog is like, they've done an amazing job on really like paving the way to toast, I guess, and like pay homage to those who were doing it back in the day. And I think it's I mean, for me personally, being very biased towards like early hot rods and that, I think it is such a cool thing that they're doing, and watching the development of that kind of early post hot rod like style of car being built specifically for that event is really neat. So they've literally like kind of created a car scene, or like building cars that were doing it back then, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a Trog, but definitely another bucket list one. If I have a car that I could afford to ship back over here, I'd be locked in for sure.
Yeah. Both Suzuka cars. I did see a couple actually. Actually, those Kamikaze Hill guys, we went and saw one at their place, and they're wild, man. I love that stuff. And I'm not just like a one kind of custom person. I think custom as a whole. All customs, traditional. 70s builds, 80s builds, whatever. Like whatever culture inspired vans, whatever culture inspires a type of custom, I think that's cool. So like van culture and like street machine culture, or like whatever, like traditional hot rods customs. The 90s cloth interior billet wheel stuff I'm not quite into yet.
That's where I'm probably that's where I'm trouble.
Let's go. I'm trying to do it live. Hey, okay. You gotta chill out, okay, buddy?
VW Bug, nice. I'm working on a Volkswagen at the moment, split window. Yeah, it's interesting working on them. But it's quite cool, actually. It's kind of nice to work on something different, but also sort of add little subtle things that you enjoy or like inspire you, which is really cool. So you can kind of add little bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, split window. It's definitely rare, and it's actually in amazing shape. It's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. I think they're quite notorious for rusting out and yeah, never really having solid sheet metal. And also the metal in them is really, really thin too, which is different to work with. But yeah, you kind of get it through. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, dashboard was really fun to create.
We got to catch up on these comments.
Thoughts on Barrett Jackson?
Thoughts?
I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, Gentleman Jeff, yes. Mother Tucker dishing stump kits are coming via expanding kits. But thoughts on Barrett Jackson? I don't know. I mean, it's just an auction for people to go spend money at, is all I know about it.
Yeah, if I could send, like, I'd love to send the midnight special to Barrett Jackson and someone buy it for tons of money. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy how auctions work sometimes because you'll like see,
J20.
Man, all in BC days.
That really, that pokes at the heartstrings, big time. Yeah, I miss seeing you, man. That was wow. Those are great days.
Yeah, what's up, Brian? Come over here tonight. It's early. It's not even 7 yet.
I wonder where Riley is.
Mr. Tomcat. Yeah, I'll let Brenda know. We were talking about you the other day, actually. It was kind of funny. Yeah, Barrett Jackson. I don't know. I've never been. I've seen a couple of vehicles go and sell for more than they're worth and less than they're worth. And I've heard people say that they've bought cars that are rusty and shiny, and I've heard people get great deals and bad deals. Who knows?
What are they? What's their percentage? It's like 30% or something.
Most auctions are, yeah. They're like, I guess that would be high. When I bought the van at auction, I think I paid 18%. Art background, you definitely. My mom was an artist. Your dad is very artistic.
Yeah, my dad taught art at Cornwall University.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So my brother and sister and I both, or the three of us, all had gone through art school for sure. Yeah, always creative, trying to build stuff. Dad's a machine. He's just very creative with his hands. He's a well-rounded guy with that. So it's very neat that it was able to shed off on us all.
Yeah, he's like the nicest dude I've ever met. And I don't know what happened to you then.
No, I'm just a dickhead.
What happened to the Cadillac? Well, the Cadillac is in the other garage.
It's hibernating. It's winter.
It's hibernating. Yeah, there's a few vehicles in there that you guys have probably forgotten about. Cadillac is in there. There's a 64 Impala chopped in there. There's the van is in there.
Van's in there.
I've recently acquired a new project nobody has seen anything about. It is a custom hot rod, of which I have not seen anything built in this way. It's like a hydraulic quarter elliptical custom crazy Model A, unchopped. It's really wild. It's like half unibody, half not unibody, and it's got some different stuff going on. But basically, an old customer of mine, he got me to build it, kind of like ran out of whatever, and it's been in storage. And then he moved to the East Coast, so I saw it for sale on like Facebook, and I just went and bought it because it's like it's pretty far along for like I know I was into it for like 200 hours or something like that. So it's something that I built, and it's kind of like this truck. It's a bit wild, so that'll be on the channel maybe next year or something. Yeah, but Caddy will come back. We can finish the Caddy. It's got to get done.
John, Oldsmobile. Yeah, that's going to be starting this year. We've actually pulled the entire front clip off. Motor's about to come out. Some stuff's at sandblasting. While I'm home now, I've done a little bit of shopping for some bits and pieces that we need, and also some cool things to sort of make it an early custom. which will be neat. So yeah, you'll definitely see that probably towards that mid-year to the end of this year. We'll be getting stuck into it, but yeah, which would be cool.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
Miss the old bag Chev truck. Stinky burnouts in front of rafts. Yeah. Oh, Justin,
Yeah.
remember pulling out of rafts, Justin, when my tunnel ram didn't really that tunnel ram in that truck was like those two carburetors. I had a massive flat spot, so you'd put your foot in and nothing would happen, and then you'd get all of it happen right away. So like, and I had a
It would just
welded
bust.
rear end, so it'd be like whoop, nothing, and then all of a sudden it would just be like blowing, like pillowing smoke out the side, and we'd be sideways. And then Justin, I remember once, like he said, he was like looking down the road past me out the window, like looking down the
Yeah,
ditch.
yeah. Like
And
you're
I was
just
like, whoa, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so good, man.
Ah, miss that guy.
So good.
Thanks, Bill. That's cool to hear.
How do we get such large shops? That's well, I mean, I don't know. If you
You
have
pay a ton of rent.
if you have too much stuff, then you'll have to try and make more money and work harder somehow so that you have a bigger place to put it. I guess. Right?
True.
Mm.
Favorite band to listen to in the garage? That's a good one.
Dude.
I'd say
don't
Tribe
know.
Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest, yeah.
Or like I mean, I love every genre. I'll get into my country phase big time, and I'll listen to country flat out. But
That's about the only thing I don't listen to.
yeah, Carl
Yeah,
hates
That's
country.
the only thing.
So when we're going on a road trip, it'll be interesting, especially to Saskatchewan.
I
I think we'll play country in Alberta. That's fair.
Sure, I'll have my earplugs in. That's not true. I love like some of the really old country stuff.
Yeah.
Like
But I do love early hip hop, and you do as well. Early rap. Yeah, 90s stuff.
90s hip hop
Yeah.
stuff.
Nothing
Keeps the
better.
beats going, like when you're TIG welding, you're like,
Yeah, your brothers, this is a good one for you guys that are interested in that on Spotify. Your brothers'
favorite cruising playlist is what it's
favorite
called.
cruising playlist. And yeah, Benny, Carl's brother, has made an amazing one. I think I've listened to it like 100+
For
times.
cruising,
in the workshop.
it's the one you want for
Yeah,
cruising.
yeah. Any of you guys are cruising and like to listen to music, it's spot on.
I'm gonna try and find it because I think there's like a bunch that are named that. So I'm just gonna show you.
Yeah,
like,
you
what
had to do
his
that.
look
Yeah,
like.
remember that?
Yeah. Japanadian is my brother. I'm Japans. He's Japanadian. If you look in Google Maps, and you won't know where my parents' house is, but like if you find it on Google Maps, it'll say Japanadian Embassy.
That is so
I don't know
good.
how he did it, but it like comes up as an embassy.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah,
does
dude.
Josh pay to use your bathroom and the hot plate? Best drinking game ever. Yeah, that'd be a tough one for sure.
Yeah.
No, Josh doesn't pay much. He lets us use all of his really good camera equipment to make sure that we can try and film and make nice quality videos. So yeah, it's nice to have him in the back pocket. Love you, Josh.
DIY Workshop UK. Thank you. I'm glad that everybody's helping everybody out here, you know?
But then there's country and country.
But then there's country and country.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. There's only two kinds of music.
How do you
Country
guys
and
feel
western.
about red dirt country? I mean, if the red dirt country you're talking about is in
Oh, Paul, you don't like Beastie Boys, man?
oh,
Yeah.
what?
That hurts. That hurts my
It's
feelings.
kinda crazy, actually. Yeah.
Hand forming classes. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit more of too. Is that I've actually found like we've done a few classes, done them on power hammers, done them with by hand and stuff. And if you have access to power hammers, go to power hammer classes. If you don't have access to power hammers and you go to a power hammer class, we've had the odd person kind of like come up and just be like, hey, if you ever do like just a straight up hand metal shaping one, let me know. I'd take that too. It kind of makes sense, you know. Use what you got, learn about what you got. So a little bit more hand forming, and that's kind of like the inspiration behind doing some of these simpler, a little bit inexpensive builder kits for tools, is that less space, you know, and for less money to try and do similar outcomes, I think it's worth investigating always, you know. So we're trying to kind of play to that. And same deal with like that welder is like sort of um the first not sponsored thing, but like a product review that I'm trying. And the reason is because I think that if it works well, dude, it's like this big and it's 200 amps and does everything. So could be an asset to somebody with a small shop.
Definitely. I think it's important to try and do that stuff too.
Yeah.
Just shows like other people, you know, that kind of can relate or feel like they know you personally, and it's a good gauge on knowing whether or not the product's like right for them.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to finish the welding on the dash on the Model A, I think, with that. And I'm going to try the plasma. I'm going to try the MIG. And if you guys like it, they are going to do a 25% discount for you guys on it too, which is kind of sweet. And it's cheaper than my other welder that's only a TIG. And that one's a 200 amp AC/DC TIG too. God, I hope it works good.
Simder?
Simder. It's kind of hard to say.
Trying to pronounce it.
Yeah. It's actually got like a really nice display on it, and like you just like, and it does pulse MIG. I forgot to tell you, it does pulse MIG, 26 volts. And it will do pulse MIG 035040.
Holy cow, that's
Yeah.
actually bizarre.
It's kind of,
I really want to try that.
I know.
I've never done pulse MIG before.
Pulse MIG's wicked.
Well, that's insane.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully. Social distortion. Delinquent habits. Delincuentes. Man, I haven't heard that in so long.
Yeah,
Delinquent habits. Dude, I'm
taking
playing
back.
that after this, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
$150 TIG welder. Well, give it a try.
Chinese $150 TIG welder. Yeah.
How did you find a TIG welder for 150
Dude,
bucks?
Amazon.
Oh yeah, Amazon in Australia has them. I mean, it's there, but Australia's a little bit behind usually. But
My friend bought a $200 plasma cutter and he swears by it. Cut an entire car up by it. Like,
if it's 200 bucks and got you like through 2 jobs, it'd be worth it.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That TIG welder, I've heard about like the cheap TIGs too. Because like if you're just TIGging sheet metal, like you don't need more than like 100 amps or like 80 amps or something. I mean, 80 is plenty for sheet metal.
Mm.
So if that's all you're doing for car repairs, then go for it. Like that's all good. All punk all day in the shop.
I don't mind punk.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. My music taste is like my car taste.
Riley's coming up.
All.
Just text me.
Riley, which Riley?
Davis.
Ah, hopefully you guys get to meet Riley.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
He is. He's a very cool dude. Him and his dad are like the most dead set, like early military vehicle guys you'd meet.
Yeah.
His dad's very switched on. They both are.
I feel like he's like the youngest guy I've ever seen riding an Indian. Like,
Yeah.
just like balls out. Just
On an Indian, and also
every day.
has a Walla chopper. Is it a Walla?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got every kind of bike, but like
Yeah.
his favorite's I guess the Indian. But
Remember when we were in when we went up to Cache Creek and he rode that? I'm pretty sure it was a Walla.
a Walla, what's that?
Like a flathead Harley.
Oh yeah, flathead chopper. Yeah.
pretty
I
sure
don't know what a Walla means though.
WLA.
Oh, WLA. I was like Walla. I was like, is that some like European thing? Like Walla.
Walla.
Is that
Yeah.
is that what people
Walla.
say in Australia? I've never heard anybody say that.
Walla. Not Walla. Yes, it's Walla. WLA.
Walla.
Walla. Walla.
Walla.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to legalize and get your build passes? Oh, certainly. Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't get me started. I mean,
The worst.
it's really hard in Australia, and
Walla, Washington.
yeah, it's it's a lot different to Canada for sure. But you know, it's the rules that they got are the rules they got, and you just kind of have to respect them and play by the rules if you want to do stuff over there. But it's certainly different to Canada, most definitely, in a very nice way of trying to put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to answer your question, Cornfield Customs and I, we have talked and we finally got to meet at SEMA after party at Sosa's. So we've talked about doing a collaboration thing together, and we're definitely going to do it. We're both very excited to do that. As far as timing goes, I'm not sure. My life is like, a box of chocolates. I don't know what I'm gonna get. So like I really want to I really definitely want to do it. We're definitely going to do it. I've actually talked to Scotty Chops about doing something together because
that'd be cool.
I'd love to meet the guy. Like
just finished a beautiful car too.
Yeah, and he's also another one of those guys that's like a wealth of knowledge. So yeah, Cornfield Customs and Scotty Chops in the future, both definite visits, definite hopefully classes and content collaboration as well. Yeah, Forrest Gump.
How did you transition from hobbyist to pro?
Still a hobbyist.
Yeah, definitely no pro here.
Yeah. I don't know. How about you? You want to answer that one?
Oh, well, I 100% do not classify myself as a pro at all, even probably anything advanced. I'm still learning, but I think like it's also cool to sort of, I mean, your skill set is definitely beyond what I do. And I like, we're speaking about people you look up to, 100% look up to Carl.
Oh,
Is cliche as it is, we're both sitting here, but he's like my main
we're equals, man.
mentor. I get so excited when he's gives me ideas and blah blah blah. But yeah, I think taking the leap to go, especially with YouTube, was neat because I was kind of hoping to like sort of relate to just to the regular guys in their workshop doing stuff. It was no like trying to be better or higher than anyone by any means. It's just kind of, I guess, being a little bit vulnerable to show my mistakes and show me constantly and continually learning through YouTube. So yeah, there's no pro. Yeah, forever. What's that saying Josh says? Forever never a master, forever what is it? Someone please comment. Forever it's like forever a
student.
Yeah, forever a student, never a master, or something.
Yeah. Well, that's like a metaphor for having an open mind, I think.
Yeah.
And being able to accept new information and analyze it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, as far as like the transition of like hobbyist to doing it for money, I say I won't use the word pro because I think, like he says, like we're always learning. Someone like Cornfield Customs, I think that's the pro, right? So like we're looking up to that.
Yeah, I'd say he's definitely.
But if you are like in the industry and you are looking to start getting paid for it, then I suggest being good at something specific. What got my start was I took my welding courses and was decent at welding, so that got me doing welding jobs, and I started off with basic air ride install, hydraulics, those types of things where it just requires good structural welding and relatively simple installation, and started getting paid for things like that. And then as I built my own cars and kind of tried things, helped out friends, and like took every chance I could to be working on a car, on any job I could for no matter what the pay, to be working on cars somehow. Like I worked for a garbage compactor company because the owner of the company, Brett Williamson, if you're local, you might know him. He was like a drag car guy and hot rodder. So after, working on the most disgusting garbage compactors you've ever thought about, like I'm talking about laying in mushrooms and stuff. Anyway, I'd go to his place and I'd work extra hours on his drag car, TIG welding. I did stuff like that. Like if you are trying to get into it, if that's where that question was going, I just say you got to just be open to doing anything for anybody and just gaining as much experience as possible. Like the sacrifices I made back then to always be learning and in a shop doing work, I couldn't see myself today doing the same thing because like I spent every minute I could, and
that's the biggest thing,
it.
trying to find that balance. I mean, the forever balance that'll never be balanced, but definitely try it
for sure. Mini bikes are coming as far as a mini bike build on here. Another thing you guys haven't seen and don't know about, but like I made a jig for doing stainless chopper mini bike frames. There's like 6 of them on the shelf up there. like a couple years ago, a bunch of us, Justin, yours is still up there if you're still watching. The triangle chopper mini bike frames that are really hard to come by. I just decided I was going to start making them. So that'll be on the channel at some point. I love mini bikes, obviously. I'm incorporating a ramp truck, or sorry, a mini bike into the ramp truck. There's gonna be a little door that opens and pull a little mini bike out. But yeah.
I'm signed up to a welding class. Self-taught, only takes you so far.
Awesome.
Fun
Right
fact,
on.
I've never taken a welding class.
And that's why you suck at welding.
Yeah, probably.
No, Jordan's really good at welding.
I know how to do it. I just don't know all the fancy terms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all by feel.
It's just glue.
Basically, it's glue. Gluing two pieces of metal together. Simple.
When am I going to be back on the Zephyr?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good on you, Warren.
It's kind of an interesting thing because I'm so all over the place that I don't know. I've been kind of interested in making these tools, so we've been putting a lot of hours into that, and I got this Model A that I really got to finish.
I reckon you need to.
This guy right here needs to be finished, and then that ramp truck needs to be done. So here's some news. This just happened this week, and I haven't fully committed to this yet, but it is in the pipe, and I do want to do it. I talked to Elio about it. I talked to Brent at Half-Ass about it. The ramp truck has an opportunity to go on a pretty sweet road trip in June if I get it done. And that requires a lot of work, like sway bar install front and back, shocks front and back, lots of wiring. I don't care if it's like done, like if we body off it and paint anything, like I don't care about any of that. I just want it to be driving reliably and able to haul. So Brent has asked if Brent and Esther would like to go back to the 50s, which is a huge car show. And, some things are happening. So he's going to come help me finish the ramp truck, the deck, if I've got the truck already running and driving. And then we could drive the ramp truck with the hot rod on the back to Brent's place, and then go from Brent's place to back to the 50s in June. So that might stall the Zephyr a little bit if that is the commitment. And during that time, also, I need to get this Model A done. Once those two projects are off my plate, though, it's like Zephyr time, big time. We're getting it done. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then we'll bring the caddy in. We'll have more space. Finish that too.
There was a good one just before. If you scroll out.
Oh, wait.
Riley's here.
The Riley.
There was a. No.
What is it?
There was one about the future of metal, which I thought was kind of cool.
Okay.
With technology advancing, where do you see metal shaping / fab work going in the next 10 to 20 years, and are you excited about it? I mean, already seeing small advances and Rob Ida just did like
This is what I was going to say.
a press, and it's all CNC. It's done.
It's
what's I don't even know what you'd call it.
So what it is, it's a CNC metal shaping tool, and in 10 to 20 years, this is where I see it. You can 3D scan a car. You'll have an image file, like a file of the 3D scan. You will be able to literally take that 3D scan, put it into a CNC sheet metal shaping CNC, and it basically uses pressure and a little ball bearing, and it adds stretch to a panel, and it will it's almost like 3D printing in reverse, but it's drawing the shape down. So 10 to 20 years from now, you will literally be able, mark my words, I guarantee it'll be this easy. You will 3D scan a panel, you will print said sheet metal panel, like shaped to exactly the shape. So you'll be able to take a buck, like foam or wood or whatever. You could make a buck for a custom car, anything, any custom anything, and 3D scan it, and then just print it out of sheet metal. It'll be that easy, absolutely guaranteed.
If you guys want to see it too, because it is actually an amazing thing. Rob_IDA, an extremely amazing skilled craftsman.
And
And yeah, if you scroll down, there's quite a few little cool things.
Check out everything he's ever built.
Yeah.
Follow every social media he's ever done.
Yeah.
Rob Ida is top tier. Like when you say pro, that's
there's
that's the metric.
Yeah.
Is Rob Ida.
He's the Colossus of clout.
yeah.
Anyone knows that reference? He's the Colossus of clout. Straight from the Sandlot.
Here we go. Both of you have a unique and amazing perspective on how metal behaves. Do you think it's all experience, or is it something that you think someone needs to have a knack for it? Personally, I think it's all experience, and the knack for it is your passion. Do you have enough passion to do whatever it takes to get as good as you want to be? That's it. I personally think that.
Yeah, couldn't say anything different. That's nailed it.
Passion will get you wherever you need to go.
Yeah. Like just I don't know, believe in yourself. It sounds kind of like cringy sometimes to say it, but like just do it. Just be open-minded and believe in yourself, and like you will seriously do.
Surround yourself with the right kind of people too.
Yeah.
You are, the sum of the 5 people you hang around with most, and they don't have to be like people that you can touch. Like fill yourself with books, fill yourself with like whatever kind of content that lifts you up and does that. It helps. Has YouTube notoriety made your lives better or worse? Seems like it's a curse and a blessing.
It's certainly both.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. You've nailed that one.
Sure. Yeah. I think it's all good. I don't think there's anything really worse about my life because of it. There's too many blessings to cancel all that stuff out. So
it just sometimes makes it stressful trying to make a video.
Yeah.
And that's it. So you guys always get cool stuff to watch. Yeah.
Today,
sometimes I come in scratching my head going like, I don't know where my creativity level's gone. We need to make a neat video.
Mm-hmm.
But
having said that, like if that's like the biggest problem that we have, it's better than the worst day at any job. I'll tell you that.
Certainly.
So thank
Especially
you all
for
for the
jobs
support for real. Because
massive thank you. I don't even know if thank you is the right word. It's
like
just,
not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
No.
You'll make the ramp truck. What's that? We're like, oh, here we go.
Trying to get through them. We want to answer as many as we can.
Yeah. I don't remember where. Oh, here we go. Yes, I'm gonna make the ramp truck look like the video thumbnails. That's kind of the design. I really like the way that turned out. So for sure.
What airbags do you prefer in your ride?
I don't have such a preference, but
just a dual convoluted one usually is
kind
of a bonus if you're. I like them when I was doing like 4 links and stuff in the back of cars and that.
Yeah,
you get a lot of ride height out of them, but it depends kind of what you're building and suppose, what you want to try and make out of the end result.
Buy the best quality ones that you can afford, I would say, and install them in such a way that they have no way of touching anything. I'd say that's important. I've never had a bag blow that wasn't rubbing also. And so, I think that's the most important thing. And the largest bag you can fit without rubbing. It helps the ride. There's a lot more to it. Riley, come hang out with us. Why did you leave us?
And a big thing with like, if you're running just a convoluted bag, like try and buy the best shock possible too.
We told everybody you were coming. Yeah, and also run shock. We're live streaming.
How are you?
Hey, come. This is Riley right here.
Riley,
take a seat. I'm gonna grab another chair.
First time I've seen Riley in the flesh in about 2 years. Again,
2 years?
Yeah. It's been about that. Riley is who we were just talking about, who's got the most amazing Indian, and I was calling it the Walla, the WLA flathead chopper, which is like a really where did that chopper even come from?
Gary built that. My friend built that bike in '76.
And it literally looks like it came out of '76.
It shouldn't be ridden. It should have been stopped.
Yeah, it's scary, and you ride the absolute balls out of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's actually quite neat. I love that thing. Yeah, but no, Carl and I have been doing an hour and 14 minutes of live.
Wow.
Yeah, and the greatest
people on here right now.
Yeah,
Hello.
lots of questions. Any thoughts on using 3D printing for press forming dies? Yeah, I mean, if you can do it, for sure. If there's a, like a whatever sort of like shape or design you're trying to do, and if you have access to one and you can make a male and a female, I just don't know too much about the actual material that you could print it out of. But if you could, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it would work. I think like certain things, maybe with 3D printing, it's kind of a hollow setup, so it'd probably be a bit too weak for actual press forming. But I'm sure there's probably one out there that could do, a certain material that would obviously work for it.
Talking about press forming?
Yeah. Lead work. I love lead work. I think it's incredible. And I'm still definitely not a master at it, but it is very fun to use.
Yeah, 3D printing works for press forming totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have a beer? Good.
I got, thank you.
Plans on if you need.
Whose channel are we on right now?
This is the customs.
Make it customs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
There you go. Kyle's willing to help you with your paint and body on the Zephyr.
whoa, where is he?
I don't think it's getting paint and body
Kyle?
anytime soon, though, is it?
He's in Ontario. What?
Ontario. I'll just drive it out there.
That'd be a cool road trip.
Flash it up.
I mean,
Put on the back.
I
of the
mean, you
ramp
just
truck.
said that the ramp truck had to go on a road trip, so
Yeah.
looks like you got two to finish quickly. Pennsylvania.
Whoa, we are like way back then. Hold on.
Sorry, guys, bear with us. We're trying
Yeah.
to read through.
Did Trev's make a complete panel? I thought it repaired them. Oh no, you guys are talking to each other. I got you.
How hard is it nowadays to find a classic car over in Australia and Canada? Australia is definitely harder, but here's depends what you're looking for, really. There's an abundance of certain things, and other stuff's definitely rare.
I guess pre-war Fords would be pretty hard in Europe, eh?
Pre-war
Just,
Fords,
just
yeah.
in general.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if
Definitely.
Oh yeah,
they're trying to build like Model A Roadster or a 5-window or something, it'd be impossible.
yeah, certainly.
Yeah, well, I don't even know like what the import stuff was in Europe for that kind of thing. Like, was there Ford Model A's in Europe? Like right-hand drive ones? There would have been, wouldn't there? Somebody will tell us.
Right-hand drive stuff. I know a lot of Ford and Chevy early stuff came out of South Africa.
Is it possible to hit a 3 with bags and a cantilever setup? I know bags that do hit 3s. Yes, it happens. I think that if you're creative enough, you can make anything hit a 3. I don't suggest it though. I think like hydros are nothing. I don't know. I'm a big time hydraulics guy now. I don't think that.
Yeah, if you want to do 3s, definitely go hydros.
But also, like, if you want to do anything, just go hydros. Because like
They're just way cooler.
they ride amazing. If you just put your stock coils back in, you put your stock springs and shocks back in, they ride perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of difficult sometimes to get a really nice ride with air in depending on what time, like what.
That's what I was
inspo
talking
it
about
is.
with shocks, because when I had air ride in my early GMC,
Yeah.
it was like riding a Cadillac that you'd hit a bump and then for like another 2 kilometers, you were still going like this. Yeah. But I kind of feel like hydraulics definitely have a bad rep for that. But if you set up your hydros properly in your car, they're awesome.
Hydros have a bad rep because it's a lowrider thing, and lowriders throw super heavy duty coils in, and those are for hopping. So if it's not made for that, like if you look at traditional not traditional, but like early hydraulic setups, like we're talking 1950s, I think 1950, was it 56?
The
Or
first
57?
hydraulics,
It was
white,
the Sonic X, and then there was also, or the X Sonic, and then there was a 54 Ford.
yeah, 54. I'm pretty
Those
sure
are the
it was.
two first ever
white one.
hydraulic vehicles, and they're just to lift up so that you can go over terrain and still ride low. Like that's the purpose of it, right? Like it wasn't originally to hop, so they were just an up and down, and those setups done right, I think they ride amazing.
And they're also riding on 13-inch wires.
Yeah, like in the
Small
80s and
tires.
stuff. Like, yeah,
So-
so of course you got dump truck coils and 13-inch tires with rubber band, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna ride like a skateboard. But factory 1950 whatever Citroën had hydraulics. So, factory cars had hydraulics too in the 50s.
French flatheads. Imagine getting a French block. Riley loves flatheads as well, but yeah, yet to find
not
a French
fast,
block, but
They're pretty cool.
they are
They're
cool.
loud. They sound cool.
Yeah.
I feel like a flathead has got the most iconic sound. Like
You know it as soon as the car fires in it.
Yeah.
It's a
just
small
can't
block
beat it.
Chevy, you know as well, but
Yeah.
you just don't get that.
But even a flathead, like you don't even have to you don't even have to put exhaust on it or like headers or manifolds or anything. You can just run it straight out of the block and it still sounds good.
Clapped out.
Really?
Over.
Yeah, like they just
Wow, that's
I don't
a
know.
motor I've never owned actually.
a flathead.
Yeah, never had one.
Well, now you have one with 12 cylinders.
Oh, I do own a flathead.
Yeah, you do.
You do. You own
Like
like
the coolest one.
you own
ever.
like one of the most like
I've never had a flathead V8. Never had a flathead V8.
well, yeah, you didn't have to, you just went straight for the V12.
Got lucky.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need the V8, so I'll just go for the V12.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, fully rebuilt one too.
How do you feel about LS swaps? I honestly think that there's a time and a place for sure. Like,
Never done one.
yeah, I mean the ramp truck is going to be amazing. We've got a square body Chev that Blake did for my dad, and it's awesome. Like those motors just run amazing. Like my truck that I drive every day is an LS, and they're just great. You can they're the new small block Chevy, right? Like if you're not trying to have a carbureted vehicle on purpose to pop your engine bay and show how cool it looks, if you don't mind a little spaceship in there, then you're going to be happy with the reliability and the fuel mileage and the power. So I'm all for the LS swaps if it's the type of build you're looking for. Anyway, maybe not in Jordan's Roadster. Don't put one in there.
An LS does not belong anywhere near a Model A, please. Unless it's fully fendered with a hood and sides and
Yeah,
incognito and you're trying to go, no.
I'm excited about it on the ramp truck. I bought a 51 Merc from that Brent did and drove it all the way halfway across Canada home without a hitch. So
Well, that's got an LS.
yeah,
I'm looking at a 1960 International Harvester Suburban with the rare, like, I don't even know what they call them. The glass actually goes right around the back quarters.
Ooh.
And that's got the straight 6 in it, or like, yeah, I think it's a straight 6. That's pretty clapped out. And that would be something I'd entertain putting an LS in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Purely for drivability and make it convenient. Make sure Hudson gets to
Siberia. No way.
Boy, there's a pretty good one.
Sorry to totally cut you off there.
No,
Just
that's
like
fine.
Siberia.
I like this one. This one's neat.
Daniel, great to see you.
Daniel Buckner. Making
Yeah.
a Duval style windshield out of sheet metal.
I'd love to do that.
That's a really cool idea.
I would love to do that. That would
Yeah,
be.
not bronze or cast.
Hmm.
You just build one and
Yep.
maybe some
Or a
fade and
Halleck
bronze.
style one.
Yeah,
Like
Halleck
that.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that. I'd definitely be into that. Right? The new small block Chevy. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Siberia. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, Kitsune, did you hear that? This dude's from Siberia, like where you're from.
Murdoch, you're right. Wrap around windows. That's what they are.
The Ford Godzilla is a great engine for rods too. I have no experience with that motor at all.
No,
Yeah.
I've never even seen one.
no.
That's a 7.3 liter gas, I
What is-
think.
Worst moment with hot rod or garage injury. Ooh, I got a good one.
Mm.
When I lost those 3 fingers. No, wait, those 3.
They're still there though.
Yeah, still there.
You found them?
Yeah. I was working on an F100 that I was building, and I was trying to get the electric fan set up. And if anyone's familiar with an electric fan, they're like a reverse polarity. They either suck or blow. They also, if you get an electric fan that's kind of got the curved blades, they kind of go one way or the other. I basically had it set up worst case scenario for sticking my hand anywhere near it. And I'm left-handed. I put my left hand down between the engine and the fan to see if it was obviously sucking through the radiator. And I had rested my right hand on the top, not thinking. I was standing on a big like crate because it was a big 4-wheel drive, and it pulled him in, and nerve damage, completely obliterated my pinky. It was just held on by a little piece of skin straight through the bone, and then my ring finger and my middle finger, all of them. So that was a really bad one.
Brutal.
I did the exact same thing. Identical.
Oh yeah, you did
Actually?
Yeah,
No way.
That's right.
Each car show.
Yeah, I remember
We've got a little tracked World War II Ford thing. Jordan and Carl have seen it.
Riley's, as we
was-
said, really into the war vehicles.
Weird stuff. And I leaned over, it was buzzing against the rad shroud, and I wanted to move it, and I slipped off of the track, and my hand went directly into it. So that was pretty sweet too. They didn't come off though.
Nah, this one came off, but it was held on by the piece of meat between your two fingers. So when I went like this, my pinky was looked like that, like it was hanging down the bottom. You know, when you hurt yourself, you initially go like, "Oh," and I went, "Oh, yeah."
Flex fan safety.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Luckily, the lovely lady, I had 8 months of rehab, learning how to use my hand again, and yeah, it was a very long process. And now they work. It's just, I don't know if you can see it, but I make a fist. Sometimes it'll come. Sometimes my pinky won't. It kind of.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's a bit of a. It just has a mind of its own now. So when I'm drinking, if I was drinking coffee with my right hand, I usually get the really nice lift of the pinky.
Oh man.
Mm.
I think my worst one was when Brent was here last year, and I was on this hoist. I had my diesel truck on there, and I thought the transmission needed to come out, which it embarrassingly absolutely did not. It was a loose shifter, so there's a spoiler. But I got a really sweet scar across my nose here because my transmission jack was leaking, and I had the transmission propped up to take the transmission mount out. It was leaking. I started hammering the mount out, and the mount came sideways like this, and it's just a stamped piece of 10 gauge, and the edge of it just went like I was whack, 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 standing underneath the transmission crossmember like an idiot, and boom, the transmission crossmember came down and smoked me right there, fully cut my nose, and like I dropped, saw stars, opened my eyes, blood everywhere. Brent walks over, he goes, "Looks like you hit your schnoz." I'm like holding my face, just drip, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, I think I broke my nose.
That is so good.
Yeah, he's just like
That's the
sipping a
perfect
beer,
name.
just like, looks like you hit your schnoz.
It's a very Canadian type reply to that.
Yeah, I did hit my schnoz, and I have a nice black scar now across it. Chick stick scars, that's what I hear.
Chicks. CHIXX.
Yeah. What's up, Outlaw Customs, New Zealand?
Oh,
Yeah,
I was in New Zealand.
he's been on the channel for a very long time.
Love New Zealand. Joey, are you North or South Island? I've only done South Island, but I really, really liked it over there. It's crazy when you land in this place in like South Island of New Zealand. It's literally like landing at Abbotsford Airport.
Oh yeah.
Like I got off the plane. I hadn't said it because my sister was already there with her husband and Bennett, my nephew, and Casey and I flew in and we landed. And I like went up to them to be like, "We just landed and it seems like," and they were like, "Abbotsford Airport." I was like, "Yes!" They're like, yeah, it was actually bizarre. It's very similar to Canada in a lot of ways. It's pretty cool. South Island.
Look at how we feel. Like when you start talking about garage injuries, I swear, like on here, it's the same deal. If you're in a circle of people inside the shop, it's like, oh well, my garage injuries, like
Yeah,
you
someone
know,
said like,
oh, I cut my arm off.
yeah,
and,
someone's arm went through a carbon. He got it out of the tailpipe. That must have been a
pretty big carburetor.
That's like a demon's carburetor.
Like a
That's
two-stroke, just like boom, boom.
yeah, straight in. See you later. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, what's going on?
All right. Well,
Might wrap it up.
I think we're gonna wrap it up.
It's been an hour, nearly an hour and a half.
It's been really nice talking to everybody. Thank you all for watching the channel. supporting. Check out Bennett's Customs if you have not. Check out Riley Customs, and you won't find it. And yeah, we'll check you guys later. Once again, thanks for all the support, helping us do what we love. Get you on the next one. Oh, I don't have a touch screen. I just tried touching my screen.